What if I told you that 5 stocks could change your financial future in the next 90 days? While most investors panic over inflation and market crashes, a few are quietly piling into overlooked gems poised for explosive growth. These aren't hype plays. They're backed by real data, major insider moves, and powerful global shifts. The stock market in 2025 feels like a battlefield. Uncertainty everywhere, interest rates swinging, and major tech layoffs shaking investor confidence. But beneath all the noise, a hidden story is unfolding. A handful of companies are quietly building momentum, attracting institutional money, and riding waves of innovation, energy shifts, and global policy changes. These aren't meme stocks or speculative gambles. They're businesses with real earnings, strategic positioning, and upcoming catalysts that most people aren't paying attention to yet. In this video, we're not just throwing out ticker symbols. We're diving deep, uncovering why these 5 companies may be your smartest moves before June 2025. Because when the dust settles, those who saw the signs early could be sitting on life-changing gains. To understand where the smart money is heading in 2025, we need to rewind just a bit. The last few years have been anything but normal. In 2020, a global pandemic triggered the fastest market crash in modern history. Then, just as quickly, we saw a tech-fueled bull run unlike anything Wall Street had seen before. But by late 2022 and into 2023, inflation surged. The Fed responded with aggressive rate hikes. The housing market cooled. Tech giants started slashing jobs. And for the first time in years, investors had to get serious about fundamentals again. By 2024, a silent shift was underway. While mainstream media focused on the big names like Tesla, Meta, and Apple, institutional investors were already rotating into sectors that had been beaten down or completely ignored. Clean energy, defense tech, semiconductors, AI infrastructure, and emerging markets quietly began climbing again under the radar. Meanwhile, major geopolitical tremors, from the Russia-Ukraine war to US-China tensions, reshaped global trade patterns. Supply chains were restructured. Nations scrambled to secure rare earths, clean energy sources, and new tech alliances. These changes didn't just impact politics, they reshaped entire industries. At the same time, American consumers were changing. Spending habits shifted due to inflation. Younger generations demanded more sustainable products. Companies that adapted survived. Those that didn't, they're either gone or on life support. And now, in 2025, we're at a critical junction. The Fed has signaled a potential pause, or even cuts. The dollar is fluctuating. And while the headlines scream recession, under the surface, opportunity is everywhere. But only for those paying attention. Because this next phase won't reward hype. It'll reward strategy, foresight, and real value. And the 5 stocks we're about to reveal, each one tells a story tied directly to these global shifts and may be the key to turning crisis into opportunity. Investing in 2025 isn't about picking the flashiest tech name. It's about surviving the volatility and positioning for the rebound. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most investors are still reacting emotionally. They're either paralyzed by fear or chasing short-term pumps, blind to the quiet tectonic shifts happening right beneath their feet. What the mainstream isn't telling you is this: some of the most explosive gains are often made not in bull markets, but in the ashes of a downturn. Take this. According to Bank of America, over $500 billion has flowed into energy transition funds and AI infrastructure since mid-2024. Yet many of these stocks still trade at significant discounts compared to their pre-2022 highs. Why? Because retail investors haven't caught on yet. The institutions are moving silently, accumulating quietly, while fear dominates the headlines. Meanwhile, a survey from Deloitte revealed that 68% of global CEOs are planning to increase spending on automation, cybersecurity, and clean energy tech in 2025. even amid recession worries. These aren't speculative guesses. These are boardroom decisions with budgets and timelines already in motion. Still, most people are focused on the wrong headlines. They see job losses and market slowdown, but miss what's being built in the shadows. Behind every layoff at a legacy tech company is a startup hiring AI engineers. Behind every oil price spike is a renewable energy firm signing billion-dollar contracts. And there's one more twist. Insiders are buying. According to SEC filings, insider purchases in certain under-the-radar companies are at a 3-year high. That's right. While the general public hesitates, executives are betting on their own companies with cold, hard cash. This isn't about gambling. This is about understanding that when the market looks darkest, the seeds of the next boom are already being planted. The question is, will you see it in time? Because the 5 stocks we're about to reveal, they're not just good investments. They're your potential turning point. Let's get into it. The 5 companies quietly rewriting the future while the rest of the market sleeps. 1. Enphase Energy, ENPH. While oil giants dominate headlines, Enphase is powering the silent revolution in rooftop solar and energy storage. With new U.S. incentives under the Inflation Reduction Act and global demand for decentralized power, Enphase has quietly expanded into Europe and Asia. Their Q1 2025 earnings beat expectations by 18%, and insiders have purchased over $10 million worth of shares in the last 90 days. 2. Palantir Technologies, PLTR. Forget the buzzwords. Palantir is the backbone of next-generation government and military AI infrastructure. As tensions escalate globally, defense budgets are rising. The U.S. Army just renewed a $300 million contract. And with NATO increasing AI-focused intelligence spending, Palantir sits in a geopolitical sweet spot. In 2025, its commercial sector is also booming, with 45% YoY growth. 3. Taiwan Semiconductor, TSMC. Chips are the new oil, and TSMC is OPEC. Despite tensions with China, TSMC is expanding fabrication plants in Arizona and Japan to reduce geopolitical risk. It's the primary supplier for Apple, Nvidia, and AMD. And the world literally can't build AI, phones, or electric vehicles without them. Warren Buffett may have sold early, but insiders and sovereign wealth funds are buying back in. 4. CrowdStrike, CRWD. Cyberattacks are surging. In fact, 2024 saw a 38% rise in ransomware attacks globally. CrowdStrike, a leader in cloud-native cybersecurity, is becoming essential infrastructure. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security recently signed a multi-year deal, and their AI-powered Falcon platform is now used by over 70% of Fortune 500 companies. 5. Brookfield Renewable Partners, BE. As the world transitions off fossil fuels, Brookfield owns and operates hydro, wind, and solar facilities across 5 continents. BlackRock and Vanguard have both increased their positions. And with countries passing new climate laws, Brookfield's long-term contracts offer both stability and massive upside. These aren't just stock picks. They're reflections of where the world is headed. Clean power, digital security, global logistics, and intelligence. And those who recognize the pattern early, they won't just survive this market. They'll dominate the next one. In every market cycle, there's a moment when fear blinds the crowd and clarity rewards the few. These 5 companies aren't just investments. They're signals of where the future is heading. Innovation never pauses, even during economic storms. The question isn't whether these industries will grow. It's whether you'll be part of that growth before the rest of the world catches on. Because by the time it's obvious, it's already too late. If this video opened your eyes to what's really happening beneath the surface, hit that like button. It helps more people see the truth. Drop a comment below. Which of these stocks do you believe has the most upside? Or is there a sleeper pick we missed? Don't forget to subscribe for more data-driven emotionally powerful market stories every week. Your future portfolio might just thank you.